Welcome to All Three Nows. My name's Rick. I'm going to be your host through this journey that we're going to go on together. Whenever we upload a video, more often than not, it's going to be my mush that's on the video, my voice, my dulcet tones that will head out towards you, explaining, talking about whatever topic we've chosen to talk about. But I wanted to start this channel with this first video with really genuine and be completely honest with you. It's currently about 8 minutes past 11 on Saturday the 4th of April, and I'm launching this channel, and I'm intending to launch it with about 10 or 15 videos tomorrow, the 5th of April, Easter Sunday 2026. A bit behind schedule, but we're working away. But I took time out of editing and working through that stuff just to re-record this video. I'd already recorded a version of this video, Who is Jesus? But I looked at it again during the editing process, and I was like, nah, it's just not good enough, Rick. Got it wrong, pitched it wrong. You see, the idea of All Three Nows is to create a library of digital content about the person of Jesus, his life, his words, his actions, about him. And I'd recorded a version of this that gave you facts and figures, but didn't really tell you about him. It said this, it said that Jesus was a Jewish man born in first century Judea, that for the first part of his life, it seems that he was a carpenter or a stonemason. He worked with his hands, he had a job. And then at the age of 30, he shifted things and he moved to a public career as a Jewish rabbi, traveling around teaching from the Old Testament scriptures, gathering disciples, performing miracles, signs and wonders, gathering actually all sorts of people. This caught the eye of the religious leaders, and the religious leaders eventually had their way with him. They weren't for him, and they got the Roman powers, the occupying force in Jerusalem, to arrest him, and then they strung up some kangaroo court with false testimony, and it was fully illegal, and eventually they framed him up on a charge of blasphemy, handed him back to the Romans for the Romans to kill him. And the Romans killed him by crucifixion. Then 3 days later, after being put in a tomb, he appeared again to his disciples, the ones he'd gathered during his lifetime, actually some 500 people over a period of time. That's who Jesus is. And I said that, and that's not a bad explanation of the facts and figures of who Jesus is, but it doesn't really explain who he is to me. I became a follower of Jesus when I was just before I was 16, but just before I was 17, a couple of weeks before my 17th birthday. And I did that through reading the Bible and praying. I had no religious family. I had no religious upbringing. I weren't interested. I weren't bothered. But something led me to read the Bible. Something led me to pray. And I somehow had a connection to the character of Jesus that I was reading about. And as I prayed, things began to change in my life. I felt God presence himself in my life. I can't quite understand it, but there's something about it. And it was Jesus. Last year, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, I wrote my first book. And there's a little, without being too full of myself, like first video, reading your book and stuff, I wrote about this feeling I had about Jesus. So I thought I'd read it to you. It'd be the easiest thing to do. The book's available if you want to get it. I said this: I remember when I first encountered Jesus, he was stunning. It was very hard to fit him into any particular category. In fact, it took many years for me to put my finger on what it was about him that was so deeply arresting. But now, after many years of relationship with him, I've worked it out. Jesus is the most genuine person that has ever walked the earth. The most real human in all of history. There is a moment near the end of C.S. Lewis's 5th book in the Chronicles of Narnia series, The Horse and the Boy, where Shasta is being pursued by the great lion that he has unknowingly met many times before in the story. And Shasta asks him the following question: "Who are you?" asked Shasta. "Myself," said the voice, very deep and low, so that the earth shook. "Myself," again, loud and clear and joyful. And then a third time, "Myself." whispered so softly you could hardly hear it, and yet it seemed to come from all around as if the leaves rustled with it. Jesus, the great Lion of Judah, is himself, his real self. Free, true, genuine, unbroken at his birth, unbruised from his childhood, unafraid of living from his deep heart, unburdened by people's expectations of him. Who of us can say this? Have you ever known a person that could? This channel is going to be about many things. We're going to have many different ways of talking about it and guiding you through some of the things about Jesus and what he said and what he did and what he's taught and what church is and worship and prayer and fasting and how we answer questions of pain and distress and disappointment. We're going to cover all that stuff. But I wanted to start right here with this first video, just speaking very honestly with you and saying, yeah, there are cold facts about the person of Jesus, who he was. And we'll get to all that. But right here in the first one, he was then as he is now to me. He is Saviour, he is friend, he is rescuer, he is a fortress, he is help, and he is Lord. If you're interested in the things of Jesus, you're interested in the claims of Christianity, then this channel's for you. If you've got any curiosity at all about what the point of life is, this channel is for you. If you've been hurt by people of faith, this channel's for you. If you've been disappointed with life, this channel's for you. If you're angry with God, content with God, want to know more about God, confused about what God even is, this channel is for you. But rest assured, this channel will try not give you too many platitudes, easy answers, cookie cutter, nice versions of things. We'll tell you things as they are, as we found them. We'll explain him as he is. It's my promise. Welcome to All Three Nows. Feel free to check out all the other videos if they're uploaded at this point. Who knows? Bless you. Laters. See you around.